Okay, I'm going to hit a couple things here. So here we go. Our training in-house, and it was only a concierge position. All right, that position. Shout out to Matt. All right, please do a shout out to Matt in the comments. Matt, shout out to Matt. He's the shout out to him, guys. All right, let me jump to something real quickly, and then I'm gonna jump back into this content. So if you were to search Champlain Towers on YouTube, you would see, oh, right, of course not. You wouldn't, 10 months ago, you wouldn't see mine. You see Tool Time's videos, and he does everything from saying it's a tractor driving over, what is it, a forklift driving on the deck, to a, they put tiles in the bathroom, to a granite countertop in his sink, to planter boxes, he's doing everything to make money off of this whole. He's milking this thing more than the Miami Herald. He's milking it more than Miami Herald. As I tell you guys, go over to Engine Tips. Now, if you see somebody talk bad about me over there, let me know, and I'll get hold of the owner and tell them that we got your people personally hating on me, and I'll, I literally had to get my lawyer to write him one time on somebody named Charlie over there. He says he's a computer guy, and he went over there and deleted Charlie's doxing. Charlie, this guy over there. So if you see any doxing going on with me or doxing from this Charlie guy, let me know. I'll get hold of the owner. And I'm not one to hold back. I was ready to sue the owner, saying, don't remove it. I'll start my lawsuit now. If you don't, it was a weekend. He called and addressed that shit fast. So the Jeff's over there. So if you want to see where he gets some of his far out ideas, a lot of them come from over there. All right, so go over there. Some of them are got some, if you want to know. So some of them got some good things, pointers, but some of it's way off base. And a lot of them just not just, but they're computer guys. They're not structural people over there or anything like structural. So take it with a grain of salt. As you can see, you don't find my videos on the Champlain Towers. In fact, let's do this. Let's hit filter. So under filter, instead of any time, I pick today and press apply. Oh, lo and behold, under Champlain Towers, filtering under today, I'm showing up. And, there's a building integrity guy 8 hours ago. Bigger, better, whatever this is. Simple. Yeah. I don't know how he must have, because it's not saying Champlain Towers here, is it? Wait, why is he showing up under there? Let's click it. Let's see that real quickly. And then I'll get back to it.
Recently, one of my colleagues sent me some...
Okay, because he tagged Champlain Towers here. It's tagged. So get rid of that. All right. And now you see in the past 2 days, it says, oh yeah, you're there. But look at this video here. This is the one I just put out. 250. Now, don't forget that one. Let's do this one. 216 video. 2 hours 16. 127 views. Amazing, right? All these views. And that's because you only could find me under today. Now,
recently, one of my colleagues...
Now watch what happens when I show you why I'm not getting any views. Because of my NIST video when I put that out there showing the destruction of evidence, they found my source of the video, which was the guy across the street. The guy across the street contacted me and said that police showed up at his door and said, stop recording. And he stopped recording. And then my videos went from thousands of views per day to where we are now. Why? Because Google is doing something called shadow banning. Shadow banning is a form of gaslighting. It's mental abuse, if you will. They, instead of putting it out like you see at Champlain Towers, showing up under today, they know my content is about Champlain Towers. But instead, they recommend my channel to people looking for squirrels. I kid you not. Let me show you, and then I'll get back to the content. So in that same video you just saw, the Champlain Towers fire suppression, whatever, the one that I just put out that's 2 hours long. Well, their impressions, they're recommending to my channel, well, like this, 1.8 thousand rather, impressions, which is nothing. but also the impressions go to people interested in, wait for it, I scroll up, Freedom Squirrel, YouTube search terms. If you're going to search Freedom Squirrel, apparently you'll find my content. No, I search Freedom Squirrel. I do not show up there. So this is just gaslighting, bullshit lie. I don't even show up under Freedom Squirrel. But YouTube search terms, 100% is if you're looking for Freedom Squirrel, you're going to find my product. Not true. Look down here. These numbers are never like that. Content suggesting your video. So they put me tied in with the 10 most evil couples in history. This content. They're taking my wheel loader. Hack the sound of the thief something. This is how they jam you up. And I'm going to do this in front of each video. So you're going to have to tolerate this, skip over it. So I'm going to show you where we're going to go in the beginning of videos now. Then I'll show you how their YouTube is gaslighting. It's a mental abuse thing. And then we'll get to the content. I have one more step I want to show you here. So here's Freedom Squirrel. So because we must, Freedom Squirrel. I searched Freedom Squirrel. Well, let's see. 13 hours ago, somebody put something up, didn't even know about it. Some people have to work for a living. Freedom Squirrel. Criticize rule, whatever. Freedom Squirrel. Freedom Squirrel, whatever that is. Freedom Squirrel's a channel. Defender of ants. Well, it appears that I am not showing up under Freedom Squirrel. Let's change these settings under anytime to today and apply. Oh, so YouTube is telling me I'm in the top search 100% from Freedom Squirrel. I put today, and my own content that they're saying is related to Freedom Squirrel doesn't show up. But if we go to Champlain Towers again, Champlain Towers, and we search, again, I don't show up at all. But they know my content is about Champlain Towers, because when I change the settings from anytime to today, all of a sudden YouTube says, yeah, our algorithm works. We know that you're talking about Champlain Towers. We know it, but we're going to shit can you and put you with some gaslighting bullshit about Freedom Squirrel. And each one of these are the same thing, same deviation of craziness. And of craziness with the way they're connecting me. So let's get back to the content. Just want to show you why this content's not getting out there because of shadow banning by Google, gaslighting bastards. Oh, I want to show you one more thing for everybody that's new to this part. Let me show. So one of my crazy videos that I posted years ago, just for some guy that I met in a store that wanted to learn how to set the damn lock. I went home or at a door that I had, and I set this lock that he was having problems with, and posted it, and then sent him the link. Next thing you know, it's like crazy how many people look at it. But I just typed in quick set smart key reset. It's not even the title of my lock thing. But let's scroll. I'm on the first page right here. The first page with that lock. Now, watch when I go to that content. Wait for it. Oh, it's 6 years ago, and it's still on the top hit. No, so for people who aren't familiar with the look, 357,000 views. It's 6 years, and it just sits there. And I have a better version of it, but that one doesn't kick off. This one is still promoted by Google a lot more than the other one even. It's another channel anyway. Oh, and so noteworthy, there's a title. How to set a quick set lock. I even put the VIXA thing there. They knew it's about the lock. So the algorithm works. So now we go to the quick set lock one. That same thing I'm putting you in the reach part, showing you. And it tells you where the links are coming from. YouTube promoting it 65% of the time, it states. As I scroll up, it says, it tells you where it's coming from. Google searches, DuckDuckGo, Yahoo, or Bing, and etc. As I scroll up even further, it tells you YouTube searches, search terms, past 28 days. If you look at quick set, changing, digital deadbolt. Oh, so Google understands fully how the algorithm. It knows how to work. It works. And there is no mistake about it. As you look over here, suggesting content, quick set, smart key, programming code, easy set locks, installation of electronic keys, and the list goes on. And the percentages are all over, variable, but it's huge list. But Google stays focused, save one item that is quick set. Here's the longer list, 28 days. Quick set, programming code, easy set, quick set, deadbolt, smart brinks, programming, quick set, electronic deadbolt, quick set, smart locks, and they know the content all the way down. As you look at it, door locks, locks. It's the algorithm works. All right. Yeah, actually, all of them. This one's not one that it was off by one. This is all right. This is all lock stuff. Look at it. All locks as you read down. Oh, maybe this one right here. That's the one. Quick set. Everything's there, but this one's it's zero views from that anyway. It states. But yet, how did you get percentage of 0.9%? But zero views. But they have it dialed in with all of those, and it doesn't pick up until they covered it with all of those search engines if you were going to search it, but it doesn't pick up to here to equal the ones that these are searches that work, obviously with these numbers here. But they're covering it down below if you were to search terms. But if you search for squirrels, that squirrel, I don't even come up with this thing. They program me on the squirrels. But so I'm showing you the algorithm works. This is what shadow banning looks like. Now let's get to the content, baby. It's worth your wait. So jumping into the content, I've been working on the mapping the water sources, multiple directions, and just so you know, there's a stand pipe here. This is the pipe that goes all the way up to the roof. From that stand pipe, they shoot off and hit each floor. Sprinkler systems, including maybe a outside the wall there, maybe a fire hose. I'm not sure of that yet. It's not really relevant to what I'm going for. I'm looking for the water source it's a base of the structure at the I got to draw this line. So here's the face of the building. Here's our last parking spot over here. Here's the parking spot here for the black car, just so you get oriented, and it would be a parking spot over here. And your vehicles are coming down this way, right? And they can turn this way, right? And vehicles can turn this way. And then they can park here. Yeah, something can park behind a black car if I remember right, correct? And this is the driveway where they turn and come up. And they can turn and go this way. So this is a clear space, this one. Butterfly, right there. That's my butterfly roof, right? I told you guys about butterfly roofs. They're the 1950s type thing. The gutter's down here. This is what it looks like. This is what this looks like in the collapse. Remember, we have the cars that are over there. Clean this up a bit. Oh, great. I brought up. Let me edit. So this would be the red line is the face of the structure. And remember, you have the decks out here. A ramp there, another deck, a little planter box over here. They didn't go down. Right here is where we have the fractures. Remember the fractures that are here. We also have fractures outside of this one. And that fracture, it rotates there, right? Leaning down to that. So I have a fracture going that way, the rotation, which puts us in the butterfly. But we also have a fracture here, and this is where the core sample was taken roughly. And that would indicate to me that there's deflection going on over here also. Deflection going on to get this fracture here, a rotation. And that would be that one. Okay. Let's go to the thinking of the near lady, the mom, Mama Bear, notice observing the cars going down. So then this is our collapsed area. In this collapsed area, and I will go as far as this, I believe there's 2 collapses. At least 2 collapses, right? Thinking is Cassandra Bilodeau Stratton. She described a sinkhole. She described a sinkhole view something like this. Okay, let me put this back in line, plane, and let's do this. The porch is out here somewhere. Porch extends out. A sinkhole. She did not describe that all of this was down. She didn't describe that. I don't think she's describing all of this as a sinkhole. That would have been pretty damn scary to see it back to the edge of your building, even though she has to see over the balcony and over the balcony and down, looking and down at nighttime. But still, you got some light off the water, I believe. So the pool, and over here, just so you know, there's back here. There's another camera that nobody's discussing, and that's with the 87 Park, I believe. So now we have this going down ultimately. So why the 2? So we have the near sun. He states he came outside and he saw the butterfly. You know what I think about the butterfly, him stating that, looking that direction like that, is that it's too convenient for me. Yes, it supports me 100%. I love it, but I don't like convenience. So yes, I should be taking a victory lap, but I still put a grain of salt with it. That he states he looked out the door, and that wording could be, I'm paraphrasing, it could be I looked out the door, meaning I looked out the window. I didn't actually lift the window up to look out the window. I looked out the window with the window closed. So perhaps his door was closed. He looked out and he describes a butterfly. Remember, the butterfly is somewhere about here. This was somewhere about here. And he's looking from this direction outwards. And from his standpoint, his viewpoint. Okay, and he sees the butterfly. He didn't say that, I saw my porch missing. He didn't say, I saw the porch missing. When I looked out there, I couldn't believe it. Our porch was gone. I ran like hell to the front door, forgetting my sister almost. That didn't happen. That wording didn't happen. Not to us. So I would state his porch was probably still in play at the time he looked out, considering he looked out. She looked out onto the pool deck and said the cars were down. That was the extent of her, that the cars were down. Extent of her visuals stated that she saw the cars were down. She didn't say, I looked over to my apartment then and I saw my pool deck my porch was missing also. So that's why I have at least two collapses going on here. 1 and 2, at least 2. Another video, more videos, I'll get into that. Let's start with a clean slate. Clean slate, putting this back in place. That's the face of the building. Here's our driveway. I'm going to change driveway to this color. So here's our driveway. We can turn and come here and park here. We have cars parking here, 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 parking behind each other. We have the cars can do that. Let me get that face of the building back again. Face of the building. And right about here is a door that's still present. There's a ledge over there where you can walk on it still, and it goes like that. And the planter box is right here also. So that is existing and didn't go. And here we have a fracture. Son of a bitch. Planter box. Let's do planter box this way. The door, face of the building, car parking, and I'm coming down and turning and coming in. So car parking. This is driveway action. So I was going to say DW, but that might stand for dishwasher. So driveway, right? So here's a driveway. This is the butterfly, right? Butterfly. I'll zoom that up. I just told you about the deck being multiple places here. So the deck is probably like, like that, still in place. Over here we have that fracture that I pointed in another video, and then NIST came within a couple of days coming out saying, we want anybody with photographs, please send it to us. You don't know what you might have in the background. I find that ironic because I think it's NIST that initiated the shadow banning of me, and yet they're watching the content and they're not releasing me. So they're like, we're double dipping. We're shutting him up because we want to control the narrative. And they don't shut up people like Tool Time because they're like, the guy said granite countertops. The guy said it's now tile in the bathroom. The guy says now it's his bathtub. The guy says now it's the tile on the floor. The guy says it's a forklift on the deck. Tool Time, Jeff says it's some water on the other building that didn't collapse. It's water over there. Oh, it's over there in the planter box. It's everywhere with this guy, just so I think he can make money. He's not giving away the money, is he? So he's making money. There's a chance for him to milk it. I mean, look, you seen his video that I posted that he did a video on selling about used cars, and he blurred out the content, and he's lying. He lied, and he said they don't put this on the windshield, on the stickers. And then I showed you, I paused it, showing, look, he's using a blur, and then I found a frame where the blur wasn't there, and you could see exactly what he's claiming that they don't put on there. It was a lie. He can't sue me for defamation. It was a lie. His statement was a lie. It was an untruth. I dare him to sue me. Sue me. You're making $5,000 per million views on this content. You got enough money. Don't be cheap. Sue me. I'll come down to Florida. I'll countersue you, and I'll take your money. Your video is present. Every other people assumed it was a lie also. I'll tear you up. I dare you. Now, he gets a lot of his crazy ideas over something called engine tips. If you guys go over there, enjoy yourself. There's a guy over there named Charlie. I had to get hold of the owner because he started doxing me. He got it from me telling you guys, like, go to engine tips to see, another forum. Just don't trust me. Go to multiple forums. This is where he goes over there and lives over there getting data from them. They get my data and share it there too. I'm going to pause this video at one point many times. Share it. Get it out there. It's not meant not to be shared, but give credit where credit's due. For example, Jeff again did the video of that Matt's content. Shout out to Matt. And instead of letting Matt do the talking like I did on my video, he paused it, pulled up one of Matt's own images, and then commenced to give a narrative of what Matt's already saying in his own video and his own content, his public content there. And he got it wrong. For example, and the floor above, this means they have to do, it goes from the floor below and the floor below. I only saw above and below in that floor. Well, what he left off is what also Matt indicated was that the elevator goes to, opens up. The elevators go to floor 1 and open up. And they open up for the fire department to be able to use. They're not just totally shut down. The fire department has the override keys. So, look, you guys do what you want to do, but it's a shame that NIST is taking my data like here, and yet they've got me shadow banned. They got the portal. They can release me. They don't want to release me. All right, let's go from here. The jerks. This is the other one where I showed this in the rectangular array. Rectangular array ruling under engineering, right? ACI. This has a rectangular array percentage is off. It doesn't meet the criteria. This one alone is out of bounds. This is defective, out of bounds. Under rectangular array. The support system. I don't believe this is a two-way slab system. I don't care if it's posted as a two-way system. I don't care. I think it's a lie. I think it's a lie to call this a two-way slab system. I think it failed in I did it on purpose. I think it failed in I'm putting this back here. And let's now change colors and show you this. So I'm going to start from the building. And I'm going to jog. I'd like to step back 8 inches here and maybe 10 over there. There's a couple of step backs that I'm going to avoid. And now let's use the columns back here. Okay, I'm going to jog. Now, I took liberty jogging like that. I probably should have did that, right? You know what? I will do that. Unfair to me on that one, because I should be more sharp with it. And this one. Ah, shit. Now these set back. This one and this one, they set back. It's a jog like that. All right. So what part of this looks like a two-way system, a two-way slab? Let's put some reinforcement in there and re-inspect. So here's, really? Okay, I've got the back wall. Let me finish. I'm going to stop there because that's where that one goes. So I want you guys to look at something, loops. All right, it's in a future video. I'm talking about loops also. Loop 9, loop 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Loop 2, loop 11, loop 12, loop 13, loop 14. Here's a building here where the planter box stayed. Loop 15, 16. Loops are the sprinkler heads, the sprinkler systems, the piping that goes from, I'm going to parallel it. That pipe right there, it jogs and goes up to the other pipe, the main, the distribution pipe, if you will. And this will be a distribution pipe down here also. This distribution pipe dead ends in the, back here in the utility room. That's where Matt showed what he was looking at there. It turns, comes this way, and it loops around the outside. All right, it loops its way back to, clearing the screen. Ultimately, it loops its way back to the pump house. Supply coming in, suction side. It has a jockey pump there, which helps keep the prime going. It's not the main pump. It's a smaller pump that keeps the prime, the pressure in the system. And I think they have a separate, I don't think about it, looking at different views. And I made a mistake. I don't know if I showed you guys that video yet, but I had the wrong, because these drawings, they mix the 112 unit building. That's the other north building. The domestic water pump system over there is on its own system. I'm not sure if this one shares or if it's on its own system also. It's to help get pressure in the entire building. But over here it says suction and discharge. These are 6-inch pipes, I believe, coming in. And over here is EL, this is center line. EL, elevation. That's 8 foot right there, 1.5 inches. And that's center line of pipe. And it's plus 2 point, clearing this out, plus 2.2 inches, 2 feet 2 inches, additionally to the 8 foot number you would use. And that's because the bottom of the ramp is our benchmark that they work off of. I think it's 2 foot 2, not 2 foot 10. I think it's 2 foot 2 they use. And so it's 8 foot off of the top of this one. Whatever these numbers are, the elevation numbers, it's off of that one. Now, I don't know if it was clear in the other video, but these are the anchors on the ceiling. These little hash marks, anchors on the ceiling, and these are the different sprinkler system heads. All right, different patterns. These all look like the same patterns, but they probably are different patterns. This is I'm gonna have a little fun here. This is a jog in the piping system. Let me bear with me. So it's hold on. It's got to load. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm pulling your leg again. All right. So coming down here, I want you to remember that this is, let it load. I do not think these are amended plans. Amended with the deck elevation changes. Remember, this deck was elevation changes took place. This is an elevation change here here. Interesting, clearing screen. Let me back out, all the way out to the wall. If you guys remember that it's a drop slab detail, right? Drop slab, here's the 13 feet. Shit. 13 feet 6. The lobby lounge area is a 13.6 or 13.10. My brain's all frozen up. This is, you know, consider, take that with a grain of salt, whichever one I'm at. And down here is now like 10 feet, right? So the plane of the building is here. So I said like, meaning is I forget my damn numbers. 11 foot 10. I'm doing another project, and I got other numbers in my head, so I'm sort of losing my numbers I had memorized for this one are now being replaced, deleted, if you will. So here's 12 foot 5, 12 foot 5. That's the ceiling, and that's center line from that 12 foot 2 from the 2 foot 2 elevation. That would put it at 14.5. We know the deck isn't that high. We know the deck isn't that high. That's the underside of it. So their numbers are quite strange, but nevertheless they're their numbers. Here's a 12 foot 5 over here. Here's a 7 foot 11. But yeah, the profile of the ramp coming in, the roof line, it looks something like that. And this will be the lobby area and hallway, room 111 here, lobby and hallway. You make 3 steps up, and then you're into a utility room, which is the washing machine room. And then you make 3 steps up, I think again, not 2. And now you're in the pump house room, the pump house, and the generator room, which is here. So this is the higher elevation. There's one more elevation. And then there's the hallway. And you make steps, you turn, and you come into this area. I'll get you a better understanding of that in a moment. This one right now, I just want you to start programming in your head. And you know how you teach somebody, you go over and over until people go, I think I know what you're talking about as soon as you mention the plumbing line. So that's why I'm being redundant with these videos. So you can see the plumbing line, the main line going around. Realize it. There's a stairwell here. Stairwells, if you think about commercial buildings, where you see the fire department's the stack that goes all the way up to the building, up to 12th floor on this one, including up into the maybe 13 with the penthouse. But that's where you grab each one of your lines off of to then work each floor to run sprinkler systems, and also another fire hose connection probably in the hallway of each floor. And it's coming off, in this case, a 6-inch, I believe a 6-inch stand pipe. And it's just like I said, it's stand pipe. All right, you can look it up. Look up stand pipe for you to educate yourself if you need to. There is the one over here. And in this building, they put another stand pipe on that's the tower there. And the tower that remained, it has a stand pipe, here's your stairs over here. Should be a stand pipe there. I remember the other one. I'm getting the other drawing mixed up because I remember it's like a stand pipe back here. I don't think it's back there. I think it's in the stairwell over here. And then we have this piping here, which gives you a hose connection outside. That same pipe connection comes all the way across the structure, and it gives you an exterior connection here. And I think it's maybe one like that, right? The 2 connections. If it's not this one, it's another one down to the. I thought I saw one to the far. Oh, it's the other building. I think I might be at the other building at this point. Yeah, I don't see another one down here. I think they used a fire hydrant out here somewhere, right? Isn't there a fire hydrant outside? And this one gets that, the building's version of the fire hydrant, external fire hydrant off of here. And our supply line, I think, is here, coming in. This is the structure. The building here comes in, comes across there. That's the suction side. So we make the suction side all the way into the pump room, which is the top line. Now, if you look at these lines are at the same elevation. Both of them should be sistering each other. So if you want to find them in the building, you look up on the ceiling in videos and you go, aha, I see 2 pipes lined up coming that direction to past the elevator, etc. And there they are. You can look at that, what's left behind of what they left behind of the staircase, and probably find the penetration, maybe get lucky. But there's an elevation, 8.5 feet, center line to pipe, off of the 2 foot 2, I think it's 2 foot 2 inches. And there's the mark. There's both of these pipes. So they would have them sistering each other. And then from there, all bets are off. They go at different elevations. There's 12.5. I believe that's the indicator for 9.5, 8.5. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Yeah. Let me think about that. One of them also has it's loading. The screen has to load. 12.5. So, yeah, I have some conflicts with my statements when I see 3-11 and 8-5, 1-1. Now, it could go down there and feed a hose bib, but it didn't change size. Or did it? No. It didn't step down. There are some hose bibs here, all right, from the system. But not the sprinkler system. They're not jumping off the sprinkler system. Remember, this is this one, sprinkler. So, yeah, I have some conflicts there that using their own legends, it's conflicting to me. 3'11". Is there something they need to get down to the ground to protect, and then they come back up? Yeah, no, I don't have that. All right. I know what it is. Hopefully you guys will work it out. There's 9-10. There's 10-4, 10-4. Well, remember the decks over here are different elevations. We've got a step coming here, so the pipe's going to follow that. And remember that jog of the piping. Let's look at it from this way. Where the pipes come across, then they go up, and then back over this way again. Well, that's your elevation changes. So 12.5 plus is no longer plus 2 foot 2. This number I don't think is legit anymore. So you have to deduct. I don't think this was an updated plan. These were updated plans from that elevation deck elevation change. So why does this all count or matter? Because we now, once you understand and go over this multiple times, you overlay your deck collapse. So right here is the part that didn't collapse. So that whatever's under here, this part here, might have got pulled down, but it's on this side here. And so you would still investigate it to see if it got pulled down and see if it goes back to a reportable back to the CPU as a supervisory position, right? Supervisory advisory. And once you get the deck down and you can tie it into, if these pipes come down, this one actually is reportable. So when this comes down over here, it rips the pipe down, snatching it, disconnecting a wire, if you will. It's no longer connected to the CPU, and the CPU says, hey, we have a problem here. It reports to the reporting station, the company, Matt's company, and they state, I guess that's Matt's company too, the reporting one. It might be subcontracted. And they state that, hey, we've got an issue here. So before they can even jump on that, I think before they can jump on it fully, they get the fire call. And instead of jumping on the supervisory one, it goes to shit can that one for a minute, which it should, right? Priority-wise. You say, whoa, we got a fire call. Now, they theorize that somebody pulled the station, right? Pull station. And the pull station becomes the fire call. The fire call is instantly, ASAP'd by Matt's company to 911, if you will. And I did verify those numbers. They do go to 911, even though the guy just said police. That is the police and fire. I had contacted them directly myself before I contacted Matt. I wasn't. I was just doing my own research. So and that should be in number video on the 10th, I think. So the fire call, they instantly prioritize that as number one, and then they also send out after that they get this rolling for the supervisory thing, even though the security guard slash security concierge stated said it was an earthquake. All right, and when she called 911, let's be clear, she never told them that she was a security guard there. She never told them she was a concierge service there. If she would have done that, I would theorize they would go, whoa, wait a minute, you're there? Well, this is the fire board, or maybe it was the fire board. Did you press the all call system yet? The one call system. Did you get that activated? Please do. Maybe that would have been something they would have said. They would say, hold on, you are the actual, personnel there. We need you to do this. Don't hang up. But she called in like she was just Joe Blow off the street calling in. Even though she said they didn't even know her address. Like they said, where are you? So I'm gonna cut this video short, which is 41 minutes. We're gonna come back to triangulating this, and I have to tell you, Matt's got his man is gonna hit me up, and we're going to pound this until we can find which one of these would give us a supervisory call. We're gonna find that supervisory call. Even though no CPU, let me put it this way. I feel confident we're going to find it because he knows the system. And once we find out which one in this zone, if isolating that this is the zone that went down first, it initiated a CPU response, if you will, a phone call home, that I'm not going to consider this one the phone call home because the timeline of the, you know what? I'm leaving this open that this might be the phone call home also, where I call this a secondary break over here. And I don't know if this is in that video now. I'm getting confused with the videos that I keep editing over. Did I state that because of the near sun, the near sun, which I should say the near man, he stated that he observed a butterfly, the butterfly over here. He didn't use the butterfly, but he used his hands like the butterfly. So using him and not this, he didn't state that his deck was missing below his feet as I look out the window or whatever. Our lady Cassandra Billady Stratton didn't state that all of this is gone, including over here where she might have been able to look over the balcony and observe more. She didn't state that this whole area is gone. All right, near sun is critical to me. I need to find out if this is a shared domestic water supply, domestic pump. I don't think it is. I think that jockey pump, is just for this only. For this, it's dedicated for the one pump only. The system dedicated for that. Even though I think I found in one of the plans probably the wrong building. Again, like I said, I'm getting this stuff mixed up. And I think they might have a dedicated auxiliary pump for to service the building. In other words, from the street, you might get a pressure of 35 psi from the street. And that might be not enough to go 13 floors. So they come into here, they go into the building, they go into an auxiliary pump that would charge the building, keep the building charged. And that pump's always keeping pressure up like the jockey pump. It becomes basically a jockey pump maintaining pressure, and that pump would have a short service life. And municipalities, they pump that up to a tank, and there's your reserve. Even though the pump is also pressurizing the street all the way to your house. That pump in those pump houses, they're about whatever you're getting in your house, they're probably about the same here, using Pascal law of equal pressure. That yes, even though you got a 3/4 inch pipe, and that's a 6-inch pipe, you're going to still get the same psi under pressure like that. Not this one's all bets are off. Your pressure will be greater once this tower starts filling, or if you're on a hill. So that's, let me put it this way, it's on a level ground. What I described, everything being level. As you pump up, even the weight of the water then creates more pressure at the lower area. Not in the pump, but anything outside the pump, say another fire hydrant. A fire hydrant up here would be 35 psi. Down here it could be 70 psi, and yet the pump house can only putting out a total of 35 psi. How do you get 70 from that? Is that the higher elevation puts a pressure on the more pressure on that pipe down here. If you don't believe me, I don't care. It's true. I did testing on this, literally testing on the fire hydrants, and seen this exact numbers that I'm talking about. So even if you don't want to believe it, you know, that's okay. It looks like this video, I'm going to get back to you on the next video. I'll get back to you on the security one. We're going to cut this one out.